Hello! In this video, we will be talking about chords. We'll look into 4 basic chords: major, minor, diminished, and augmented triads. We will hear their qualities, also learn how they are built and identify them. Chord is a combination of 3 or more notes played simultaneously. Different combinations of notes create different colors. Chords making up of 3 notes are called triads. They are built from root. It can be in the space or on the line. And then we build up the chord with the 3rd and the 5th. You may notice that the root, the 3rd, and the 5th are either space, 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 or line, line, line. This is called root position. If the chord is in root position, the name of the chord is based on the lowest note, that is the root. So, this is F major chord, and this is E minor chord. Wait, F and E are straightforward, but what is major and minor chord? Okay, let's look at these 2 chords. This time, both chords are built from F, which is the root. This will be clearer when we do the comparison. The left chord consists of F, A, C. F and A is a major 3rd. A and C is a minor 3rd. This creates a major quality. The right chord consists of F, A flat, and C. F and A flat is a minor 3rd. A flat and C is a major 3rd. This creates a minor quality. Let's listen to these 2 chords and see how they sound. F major, F minor. Can you hear the difference? Actually, the only different note for F major and minor chords is their 3rd, A or A flat, while the root F and the 5th C are the same, and they are in perfect 5th. The quality of the chord deeply depends on the inflow of the root and the 3rd. If it is a major 3rd, it is a major chord. If it is a minor 3rd, it is a minor chord. Let's see how we can build a major chord. For example, for E major chord, the root is E, so we draw the note E first. And then we can draw the generic 3rd and 5th. That means we simply draw the notes on the lines above E without any accidentals. Then, we can form a major 3rd from E, 1 whole tone, 2 whole tones, and get G sharp. So I put a sharp before G. And then we form a minor 3rd from G sharp, a whole tone plus a semitone, and this is B. So we just keep the note B. Now we found all the notes of E major chord: E, G sharp, and B. Let's listen to its quality. How about a minor chord? Can we build G sharp minor chord as an example? Just like what we did for E major chord, we draw a G sharp and then draw the generic 3rd and 5th. And then we form a minor 3rd from G sharp, 1 whole tone plus 1 semitone, and this is B. A major 3rd from B, 1 whole tone, 2 whole tones, and get D sharp. Then we add an accidental before D. You may argue if it can be E flat instead. But since we need to have root 3rd and 5th, the 3 notes must be either line, 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 or space, space, space. It cannot be E flat. To avoid confusion, my little hint is to draw the generic 3rd and 5th before working on major or minor 3rd, and then we can simply add the accidentals if necessary. Let's listen to the chord. Here are more examples. You may pause the video and build these triads, and then we can check together. For A major, A, C sharp, E, D minor, D, F, A, G minor, G, B flat, D, G flat major, G flat, B flat, D flat. A sharp minor, A sharp, C sharp, E sharp. B flat major, B flat, D, and F. Let's listen to two chords. This is diminished chord, and this is augmented. This is called diminished triad because there is a diminished fifth. But personally, I'd prefer comparing the third and the fifth where they are a minor third apart. So the intervals are minor third and minor third. And this is G augmented triad with the root G and then B and D sharp. Similarly, it is called augmented because there is an augmented fifth, but it is easier to consider the interval between the third and the fifth, which is a major third apart. So, for augmented triad, we have major third and major third. This is reasonable and easy to remember. For diminished triad, the intervals are minor third and minor third. For augmented triad, the intervals are major third and major third. Let's try to build D diminished chord. Now, we should be quite familiar with the procedure. We draw a D first, and then draw the generic third and fifth, which is the spaces above D. And then we form a minor third, one whole tone plus one semitone, and this is F, which is fine. How about the fifth? It should be another minor third, a whole tone plus a semitone. This is A flat, so we add a flat before A. It is easy, isn't it? Let's listen to the chord. How about F sharp augmented chord? We first have the root F sharp and then the generic third and fifth. For augmented, we have a major third, so two whole tones and get A sharp, and then two whole tones and get D natural. However, for root position, we need to stick to the interval of fifth, but not sixth. So how can we express D natural enharmonically? Just a quick check of what enharmonic equivalent means. Enharmonic equivalent means the two notes sound the same but named differently. For example, C sharp and D flat are enharmonic equivalent. D natural is two semitones higher than C, so we add a double sharp before C. Let's hear this chord. Here are some more practice for you. Again, you may pause the video and build these chords, and then we can check together. For C diminished, C, E flat, and G flat. D augmented, D, F sharp, A sharp. F augmented, F, A, and C sharp. D sharp diminished, D sharp, F sharp, and A. A flat augmented, A flat, C, and E. B flat diminished, B flat, D flat, and F flat. Before we finish this video, I'd like to ask a question. There are three chords. They all have the notes C, E, and G. I know the first chord is C major triad, but how about the other two? Are they all the same chord? Yes, they are all C major chord, but in different inversions. The first one is called root position. The second is in first inversion, and the third is in second inversion. How are these inversions formed? Firstly, we have root position, which means C, E, G are arranged in line with the root C in the lowest position. If we move the note C up to the top, it is no longer line position, and the third E becomes the lowest note. This is called first inversion. If we further move the lowest note, E, an octave higher, this is second inversion. The fifth G becomes the lowest note. The terms root notes and lowest notes, or sometimes we say bass notes, can be very confusing. So we need to be clear that root notes are always the same in the same chord, regardless of inversions. In this example, the root note is always C. It is also the name of the chord. If I am asked to recognize the chord, the first thing I do is to make sure the chord is in root position. That means I will rearrange the notes in line, 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 or space, space, space position. Then, the root note is actually the bass note, and the name of the chord will be the same as the lowest root note. This will avoid the confusion. Although the bass note does nothing to the name of the chord, the inversions will create different qualities even though they are the same chord, and it adds an important role in chord progression too. We will talk more about it when we are in chord progression. For the time being, keep in mind that the bass notes are different in different inversions. Next time, we'll talk about if we are given a chord, how can we recognize its quality, whether it is in major, minor, diminished, or augmented. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.